Good morning. There's not a lot of information on how the rock shifter comes out of the box. So I wanted to go through what I've done so far on this customer's motor and give a little more detail with how it comes out of the box. So you can see this is assembled and pretty much ready to go. I'm just waiting for the chassis to come in actually, but as far as the motor is concerned, this is all set up and ready to run. So it does come, uh, the spark, I'll start from the top and go down. The spark plug boot and the spark plug itself do come with the motor. This is a B10 EG spark plug, so that's a good starting point. You do have to thread on the boot onto the spark plug wire itself and install the coil as well. So the coil, spark plug wire, all comes separate. So there's some assembly that you need to do there. The carb does not come attached to the motor, but it does come with the motor, of course. The pulse line fittings, so these ones, they come bent down. You actually need to twist them up, and that's in the rock, shifter manual on what you need to do here. I do find that a little strange because they say, be very careful twisting these up. And it's like, well, maybe it should come that way. But anyway, it does come with some, small fuel line that you can use here. I've installed it like so, and you have to make sure that you cut a vent opening. You'll see a lot of people do these things in a million different ways, but basically this should be vented to atmosphere. And a quick note on this too, the fuel line that goes from your fuel pump to the carb, this fitting on the carb is bigger than a normal fuel line fitting. You can use normal fuel line, but I had a hell of a time getting that fuel line onto the carb. I'm not sure if it's just a little strange that it's bigger than normal. It's actually so much bigger than normal that I have these fuel line fittings that I used everywhere, and I do recommend these. You can just slide them onto the fuel line. Basically, you squeeze a couple ends of it, and it opens up, and so you can kind of see, like, let's see, I have one here, I have one on the bottom side, over here. Really makes things neat instead of using zip ties, but this is actually so big that I couldn't even get it to fit over that. It's kind of crazy. If you're not familiar, the way that the carb attaches to the motor is different compared to, like a KA motor or X30 motor. It's a flexible fitting, so you can actually see, I can like move the carb. This is just like a rubber boot basically. And I guess that gives it a little more flexibility if folks wanted to use a different carb illegally, or if Rock Shifter, changes their carb rules in the future. It's not like such a rigid connection like it is on a KA or X30 if you're familiar with those. So onto the coil. Just have to make sure you get things connected up properly here. So you can see there's the ground wire, or the ground cable is pretty critical. You have the wire here to actually go to the coil, and then there's a wire on the bottom side, which is a little bit tricky. Let me see if I can get a better view here. So got to be careful to leave some space to make sure that you don't cut this wire in when the motor is running, and you're pulling a lot of G's in your shifter. So getting everything set up nicely is an important first step, and so you want to take time with it. The fuel pump has some nice, let me see if I can get to focus, has some nice like vibration dampeners, so you can see that here. What else? This is your gear oil fill port, so I did put gear oil in this. If you review the manual, it gives you a good idea of what you need to use. This is the one I got. So this meets those requirements. And this is your gear oil vent port. So it doesn't come with any fuel line or anything like that. It does need to be vented to the atmosphere. I worry if you leave this open, it's just asking for dirt and anything to get in there. I've seen it where people have like a short line and they put a fuel filter on the end of it. You'll see people route this all sorts of different ways. I have it just routed like this, a little bit of fuel line in between so it stays pointed down. It's open to the atmosphere, and I think it's going to be pretty hard to have a little bit of dirt come all the way up this and around and in. But when you do this, keep in mind that your exhaust is going to be right here. So just be careful with what you do there. Going to the other side, I'm going to put this down for just a second here. Going to the other side. Here's the other side of the motor. So it does come with your drive sprocket installed. So it comes with a 17 tooth driver. I couldn't find that anywhere. So that's good to note. It comes with your clutch guide, and it does not come with a clevis for the clutch cable. So this particular person rightfully got like a little kit from SwedeTech. So it comes with a clutch clevis. It also comes with a like shift arm extension. So you can see that it adds a little bit of length to the shift arm here, and that'll make the shifts a lot cleaner. It'll make them a lot smoother, but it also will extend the travel a little bit, so it's easier to know when you've actually completed that shift. And I'm looking over here. Comes with the motor mount. Nice magnesium motor mount, so that's good. And I'll make a small video now on how the carb comes. I'll try to open that up, but just a quick note, the only thing you need to know with the carb is that the way it comes is not legal for the States. Instead of a DP 268 emulsion tube, you need a DQ 268 emulsion tube. That's the only thing you have to get to make it legal. But there are other things that you're going to want to change inside if you want to be competitive.